Hi everyone, my name is Rose and welcome back to my channel. Jussie Smollett is guilty of lying to Chicago cops and the world about being the victim of a racist and homophobic attack, according to the jury, or said more simply it was a hoax. Jurors found the Empire actor guilty of 5 of the 6 felony counts against him, and he stood stone-faced in court as the verdicts were read. Jussie was facing disorderly conduct charges for allegedly providing a false report to police, with prosecutors ringing him up for each time he did it. The first 5 counts were for lying on January 29, 2019 to cops. That's the night of the staged attack. The 6th of which he was found not guilty was for a separate interview with Chicago PD on February 14th when he told a detective he was a victim of aggravated burglary. Jussie had maintained his innocence for years, insisting he did not hire brothers Abel and Ola Osundairo to stage the racist and homophobic attack in the middle of a bitterly frigid Chicago night. The brothers watched the guilty verdict announcement from an overflow room in the Chicago courthouse. Now that Jussie's been found guilty, he will almost certainly have to pay restitution to Chicago in the amount of $130, the amount the city says it dropped on investigating the hoax attack. During the trial, defense attorneys took the calculated risk of having Jussie testify, something criminal defendants rarely do. While on the stand, he gave his blow-by-blow account of what happened during the attack, explaining he had gone out at 2 a.m. to buy eggs because the Osundairo brothers, who he had hired as personal trainers, told him he needed protein. Most importantly, his testimony aimed to poke holes in the Osundairo's credibility. For instance, he detailed the sexual encounters he claimed to have had with Bora, even though Bora had stated the exact opposite under oath that he had no sexual relationship. The brothers also testified Jussie paid them to buy supplies and provided instructions on where to meet him to carry out the attack. In the end, the trial boiled down to a he said, and obviously the jury wasn't swayed by a celeb on the stand. You will recall Jussie initially claimed 2 white males jumped him, hurled slurs at him, punched him, threw a noose around his neck, and all while screaming, "This is MAGA country." He reported the alleged crime to police, greeting them at his home with a rope still wrapped around his neck. Soon doubts started to surface about Jussie's story, and eventually the police came out and claimed the guy had made the whole thing up. Jussie denied that, but he was ultimately charged in connection to the alleged lie. But stunningly, those whopping 16 charges were dismissed, with Jussie only having to forfeit his $10,000 bond as punishment. After much uproar, a special prosecutor was appointed and he charged Jussie anew, this time only charging with 6 counts. There was also the issue of whether the Osundairo brothers were actually Jussie's drug dealers or not. The brothers claimed they weren't, that they were simply suppliers, but Jussie's team argued they were far more than just that. Despite Jussie testifying there was no hoax, the jury wasn't buying it. He now faces a possible 3-year prison sentence, but it remains to be seen if he will actually do any time behind bars. Keep in mind, he has no prior criminal record. He was not taken into custody and will remain free pending sentencing. The city of Chicago had sued Jussie over lost resources in investigating his claims, but if he has to pay back that debt as part of his sentence, that civil suit would be moot. Well, that time when you look back and ask yourself, man, I had everything. What was I really thinking? I had fame, I had money. What was I thinking? Why did I do this? Well, whether Jussie is going to prison or not, I still love Jussie. And I love his music. I just love his voice. Whether he's guilty or not, that will not stop me from supporting him. Well, thanks so much for watching, and see you in the next one. That's all I have for now.